central leadership and local BJP leadership has put in me that I will judiciously exercise my powers as the town planning minister for the state of Goa, with seeing that total transparency is maintained in the interest from village planning point of view, city planning point of view, to understand what is happening after interacting with all the associations such as CREDAI, Indian Institute of Architects, Engineers Association, Indian Institute of Engineers, the Indian Institute of Engineers, CII, and also the chairman of the Institute of Engineers, and also members of the Institute of Town Planners. I felt that there were a lot of discrepancies and a lot of issues that need to be addressed. It is never too late to address discrepancies and make any kind of corrections that need to be made in order to safeguard and protect the interests of the state of Goa. There are many times when you have to see from the village point of view that you have to understand from city planning and uniform planning is very, very important. Hence, what we decided after taking into consideration all the stakeholders, every stakeholder who has to deal with the Department of Town Planning, and overall, what is the impact on society. And as a result of which, I have decided that I am starting this department, looking after the Department of Town Planning from scratch. I basically believe that by the month of December, we should make it more people friendly. Even tomorrow, if FSI is required in certain areas that planning and that process is going on, it should be easily purchasable by the person. But let the planners decide. A politician should not get into the planning aspect of a city or a state, because we are not experts. We need people to come on board. So for one, first is that I have decided that the members of CREDAI, Indian Institute of Architects, CII, the Institution of Engineers India, and the Town Planners, Institute of Town Planners India, Goa chapter. One representative will be a special invitee on the Town Planning Board. And they will be special invitees at all the PDAs. They can put representatives of theirs at all the different PDAs, so that they are stakeholders who can be part of the planning process. So in addition to this, we realize that there are a lot of discrepancies, a lot of representations, a lot of court cases pending, and I wanted to start fresh. There are a lot of issues where people had raised regarding filling up of Kazan lands, destruction of mangroves, non-development slopes being converted. So as a result of which, instead of me going into the nitty-gritty of all this, it is better that the government involves the stakeholders along with the town planning department to go case by case into all these things. So for now, in the powers that are vested in the town planning minister, which is already been vetted legally by the government, the outline development plan of Kandolim and Kalangut is suspended under section 40 of the Town Planning Act. Outline development plan of Arpa Anagua Parra, which has got largest amount of discrepancies, is suspended under section 40. Outline development plan of Vasco da Gama is suspended under section 40. Further, in the exercise of powers conferred by subsection 1 of section 132, the said government hereby directs aforesaid outline development plan shall be reviewed and examined by a committee consisting of Sri Rajesh Naik, Chief Town Planner, Senior Town Planner North will be the convener, Senior Town Planner South member, Sri Awais Azim Sheikh, Joint Secretary of the Confederation of Estate Developers Association, CREDAI, member. This is as per the representation they have suggested. Sri Amit Suktankar, Chairman of Indian Institute of Architects, member. Sri Akash Kaute, CII, member. Sri Gajanan Karkare, member. Srimati Snehalada Pednekar, member of the Indian Institute of Town Planners, Goa chapter, and member secretary of North Goa Development Planning Authority, and member secretary of the South Goa Development Planning Authority. The regional plan Goa 2021 shall be applicable in the respect of Kalangut Kandolim planning area, Arpar Nagaon planning area, and outline development plan 2026 Vasco da Gama area shall be applicable in respect of Vasco da Gama planning area until further order of the government. Above committee shall submit its report going case by case within a period of 60 days from the issue of this notification, which is already been issued. Second, coming to the other order, in exercise of powers conferred under subsection 1 of section 132 of Goa Town and Country Planning Act 1974, the government of Goa hereby directs the planning authority specified in column 2 of the table which I will be sharing with all of you to hold their respective draft outline development plan as specified in corresponding entries in column 3 of the table below. Further directs them to prepare fresh ODPs for their respective planning areas. This will be subject to the assessment done by this committee. Same committee will be applicable to this. If we find there are a large number of discrepancies, we'll have to ask them to rewrite the ODPs. Again, a government order will be issued, and subsequently we will involve experts along with these 4 stakeholders, planning experts and consultants, which will be selected by a committee headed by the Chief Secretary, Mr. Puneet Goyal. The outline development plans now, which are being draft ODPs, which are being suspended under Section 132, are the draft outline development plan of Panjim, draft outline development plan of Kadamba Plateau, draft outline development plan for Mapsa planning area, draft outline development plan of Margaon planning area, draft outline development plan of Ponda planning area. All these stand suspended till further the government comes with a special thing in interest of the public. All the representation given by these agents, these bodies are already there in file, and as a result of which we thought that we should come clean. This department from now on will function in a very transparent manner, less political interference, and whatever discrepancies that are there will be brought in front of the public that these were the discrepancies and these are the slopes that have been converted, and this will be put in public domain so that we are able to clear up all this mess which is there. And with my party that has put such heavy responsibility on me, it's my duty to see that this department functions in a very transparent manner without political interference, with specialized experts in the planning aspect. And this is the decision that we have taken today. Thank you. काय फरक पडना जे आमचे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह ऑर्डर जी येतली, जे प्रोसेसान हा, इवन जे फायनल केल्ले ओडीपी जो कायदो हा अंडर सेक्शन 40 which is also mentioned in such a way that there is a grave emergency. Under section 40 the wording is like that. If the government feels that there is a grave emergency and the government has to act, the government needs to act to save the state. Government cannot just sit in silence and allow people to build high-rise buildings in Parra Nagwa. काय कडे असे झाले असा की रस्त्याच ना आपण बिल्डिंग अप्रुव्हल अँड ओडीपी चेंज केले असं. ह्यो सगळ्या गोष्टी जाग्यार घालूंक जाय. कलंगूट कालोलीन तेच जाल्ले आसा, पार्रा नागवा तेच जाल्ले आसा. म्हणजे लोकांनी खंयच्यान गाडयो व्हरपाच्यो, ह्यो सगळ्या गोष्टी खजान लँड्स, मार्शी लँड, सगळे लँड्स कन्वर्ट केल्ले आसा. ह्यो सगळ्या गोष्टी चौकशी जावंक जाय आनी ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टीचेर हे कमिटी जी आहा, हे हांव एकटो ना, हे जे कमिटी जे आहा आमचे डिपार्टमेंट आहा ते बरोबर बसून फुडल्या 60 दीस म्हणजे केन्ना आयज तारीख 27 म्हणजे फ्रॉम एप्रिल टू मे टू जून, कदाचित 1 जुलै पर्यंत. देर इज नो हरी. People have already started their work. We will see that we don't get into their way. But where work is not started, they will rely on the original regional plan, 2021. Beyond that, they cannot do anything. And
काम स्टार्ट केला का प्रॉब्लेम ना.
ते एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह ऑर्डर जी येतली ते तुमकां हांव शेअर करता व्हॉट्सएपाचेर. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह ऑर्डर पॅरलली येवची पडटा आनी ह्या तरेचे डिसिजन घेवचे पडटा. नाल्यार कितेंय अंदाधुंदी खंय जाल्यार मागीर कोण जबाबदारी घेतलो. फाल्यां जर तुमी जर कदंबा प्लॅटो एक एक्सटेन्शन जावना फॉर सिटी ऑफ पॅन्जिम, थंय युनिफॉर्म FSI दिवपाची गरज आसा. ते सिटी प्लॅनर करून दी. पॉलिटिशियन, हांव काय प्लॅनर न्हू. ते पॉलिटिशियनाच्या ऐवजी ते आयन करप नासता, ते प्लॅनरांक करून दी. फाल्यां जर कोणाकूय FSIची गरज आहा 300चे वयर, आमी एक स्कीम काडटले. आयज बी चर्चा आमच्या कॅबिनेटीन जाल्ली की वी हॅव रेव्हेन्यू जनरेशन फॉर द स्टेट ऑफ गोवा. सो वी सी हाऊ वी कॅन क्रिएट अ स्कीम वेर द प्लॅनर्स कम आउट विथ द युनिकनेस. गोंयची युनिकनेस जर मेंटेन करूंक जाय, जर एक्स्ट्रा FSI, we want to sell their extra FSI, let people can pay the government directly and take the FSI if they want. But same time there has to be a uniformity in the planning process. माझे मत असे आहे की you go with high-rise buildings all across on the Kadamba Plateau. What is the extension of the city of Panjim? Demand supply also balance will be there. So let them decide. I don't want to decide. Stakeholder बी घेतला आणि त्याच बरोबर जे प्लॅनिंगाचे पहिले म्हणटाले लोक कोण हा बोर्डार बरोबर सगळे एक्सपर्ट्सूच घातले आमी. आयज इंजिनियरांचे असोसिएशनचे लोक घातल्या, तुमचे टाउन प्लॅनरचे इन्स्टिट्यूटाचे बी घातल्या. तांकां थारोवन दी कितें करूंक जाय. आनी म्हाका तरी दिसता की जर हांवें हे सगळ्यो गोष्टी व्यवस्थीत जाग्यार घालूंक जाय तर फ्रॉम स्क्रॅच वी हॅव टू स्टार्ट अँड टेक दीस फॉरवर्ड. दॅट्स वाय आय थॉट वी शूड टेक दीस डिसिजन टुडे बिफोर इट इज टू लेट. आनी आमी मेंबर सेक्रेटरी प्रत्येक PDAचे आमी पूर्ण बरी पावर दिल्ली आसा की त्या मनशांनी हे करचे. पयर मुख्यमंत्र्यांनी ईज ऑफ डुईंग बिझनेसच्या माध्यमांतल्यान मुख्यमंत्र्यांनी काय डिसिजनां घेतलेल्यो त्या एकदम बरे डिसिजनां घेतलेल्यो. ह्याच तरेन हे करूंक जाय. हे सगळे गोष्टी आमकां सरकाराचे पूर्णपणे पाठिंबो आसा आनी पार्टीचो बी पाठिंबो आसा. हे सगळ्या गोष्टी करपाक म्हाका वेगळ्या तरेन काम करचें पडटलें. लोकांक बी एक वेगळ्या तरेचो विश्वास टाउन प्लॅनिंग डिपार्टमेंटाचेर आसूंक जाय. सामान्य जनतेक बी असो विश्वास आसूंक जाय की आपण जर टाउन प्लॅनिंग डिपार्टमेंटान गेल्यार आपली बी कामां जावंक शकता, खंयचे वशिला लावन कामां करपाची गरज पडची ना. तुमकां हांव एक शब्द दिता की डिसेंबर पर्यंत पूर्णपणे सिस्टम बदल करून एक वेगळे तरेची ट्रान्सपरन्सी ह्या डिपार्टमेंट हाडपाचो आमी प्रयत्न करतले. थँक्यू.
ही सेम कमिटी विल गो थ्रू ऑल
तीन ओडीपी प्लॅन
सगळे दिला तुका कॉपी येतली, सगळे घाल तर कितें आहा तें. आनी मेन म्हणजे कितें इन इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द स्टेट आनी कोणेय चिंता करपाची गरज ना. जर सगळे व्यवस्थीत आहा ते उरतले थंय. जर आमकां दिसता की खंय तरी डिस्क्रिपन्सी जाला, खंय कडेन म्हाजे कडेन कंप्लेनी आयल्या की 25 जे तुजे NHD नॉन डेव्हलपमेंट स्लोप इज अराउंड 25 ग्रेडियंट, 35 ग्रेडियंटा वयर बी कन्वर्जन जाल्ले आसा. ह्यो सगळ्यो गोष्टी काडूंक जाय. प्लॅनांतल्यान काडपाचें काम म्हाजें. हांकां रिपोर्ट सबमीट करून दी आनी जे ते रिपोर्ट करता एज इट इज आमी ते मान्य आमी करून घेतले. आनी तो पर्यंत हो प्लॅन सस्पेंड आमी सगळे करता, ड्राफ्ट प्लॅन सस्पेंड करता. आनी एक सांगता, जर आमकां परत एकदा रिरायट करचें पडटा तर चीफ सेक्रेटरी कन्सल्टंट्स आयडेंटिफाय करतले, ते कन्सल्टंट घेवनूच PDAन ते करपाची गरज आहा आनी तेजे नंतरूच ते प्लॅन करूं शकतले. ह्या तरेचे आमी निर्णय आमी घेतला, बोर्डान बी निर्णय घेतला, ह्या तरेची चर्चा केल्या. कदाचित तुमकां दिसूं येत की पयली फावट ह्या तरेचे एक कडक आमी निर्णय घेता, पूण जेन्ना पक्ष आनी आमचे सरकार आनी मुख्यमंत्री ह्या तरेचे जबाबदारी दिता, आमकां एक क्लीन स्लेटान आमकां पयलींच्यान सुरवात करपाची गरज आहा आनी सिस्टमीक चेंजीस टाउन प्लॅनिंग डिपार्टमेंटान हाडपाचो आमचो प्रयत्न आसतलो. सामान्य जनतेक जितको फायदो जातलो, गरीब जनतेक जितको फायदो जातलो, गांवांत जितको फायदो जातलो, हे आमकां पळोवन गोवा राज्य हेजे युनिकनेस. आमी कितें खेडेगांवांत वचून काय पार्रा नगांव वचून तूं 300 SPSIची बिल्डींग बांदूंक शकना, अशें बी जाल्लें आसा ओडीपीन. हे सगळे बंद जावंक जाय. हे कोणीय आसूं, कोणी करूं येत, पण आमचोच सरकार, आमचोच बीजेपीचो सरकार जे आयज एक ट्रान्सपरन्सीच्या माध्यमांतल्यान आमी फुडें वयता. आनी हेच ट्रान्सपरन्सी डिपार्टमेंट चलोवपाक म्हणून म्हाका हांगा बसयले गेल्या आनी ह्या तरेचे निर्णय आमकां कदाचित आनी कडक भुमिका घेवन फुडें वयचे पडटले आनी सगळे गोष्टी स्ट्रिक्ट दवरून. आयज तुमी पळयला की मॅनग्रोव थंय मरपाची परिस्थिती आयल्या, थंय ते चॅनल ब्लॉक केल्ले आसा, कोण तरी येता आनी ते डेब्री थंय उडयता. ह्यो सगळ्यो गोष्टी बंद जावंक जाय. मॅनग्रोव इज अ प्रोटेक्टेड स्पीसीस.
हे तुमच्याच सरकारान केल्लें.
हे पळय, हांव हांगा तुका सांगपाक आयला आनी हांव कितें करतलो तें सांगपाक आयला. जर फाटीं जर कितें वयर सकयल जालें तेजेर न लक्ष दिता जे हांव करेक्ट करूं शकता त्या दिशेन वचपाचो म्हाजो प्रयत्न आसतलो.
कितें पॉलिटिकल डिस्टर्बन्स आनी आसतले हेच्यात कितें बिकॉज
PDA ODP कॅन्सल केलें म्हणून कसले डिस्टर्बन्स जाता.
कलंगूट परा नागो
एक पळय, हांवें म्हाजी पूर्ण भुमिका तुमकां सांगलें. प्रेशर काय ना. जे करूंक जाय गोंयचे हितां मंत्र्यान करपाची गरज आहा. प्रत्येक मंत्र्याक अधिकार दिल्लो आसा आपल्या डिपार्टमेंटाचो पावर कितें आहा ते आनी ते लोकां खातीर वापरपाचो प्रयत्न करूंक जाय. जर सत्यानाश जावंक लागले खंयचो तरी गांव, ते बंद करपाची गरज आहा. ना दिले फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंटाक हांवें सांगलेलें आसा. प्लस आमी टास्क फोर्स तयार करपाचो आमी प्रयत्न करतले. रेव्हेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट आनी पुलीस बरोबर, म्हणजे कसले गोष्टीक ते वचून ते परत रिप्लांटिंग करपाक चालू कर म्हणून हांवें सांगलेलें आसा. रिप्लांटिंग आमी करतले, मॅनग्रोव डिस्ट्रॉय करपाक आमी दिवचे ना. I have not gone into that issue because there were certain disciplinary proceedings that were conducted, and so I will discuss with Honorable Chief Minister and take appropriate decision.
IPHB ते स्ट्रायकाक बसला.
कोर्ट मॅटर ते सब ज्युडिस, ते हांव कांयच उलोवं शकना. जे कोर्ट निर्णय घेता दॅट इज अ फायनल डिसिजन.
तांकां कोर्टाचे पयलीं काडले म्हणटा ते.
पळय, I am going by the court decision. Court has taken a decision. Court decision stands. There is nothing else.
सर कोर्टाचे पयलीं
हांवें तुका कितें सांगलें की court has thrown that case out. Matter is over.
Sir, why GLC has stopped giving medicine to cancer patients for the TDS as well?
Nobody has stopped giving. I am already in know of the matter. I have already moved a letter to the dean that whatever shortfall is there to immediately see that it is done. But nobody will stop giving free medication. This is a scheme that we started in the Bharatiya Janata Party government. Common man has to benefit, and we have to see that this goes forward.
सर सम स्टेट इन कोविड केसेस वाढता तो
आम्ही आज चर्चा केल्या न्ही. आम्ही आज चर्चा केल्या. मास्क घालपाची गरज आहा. आम्ही सगळ्यांनी मास्क घालपाची गरज आहा. एज अ एडवायजेबल थिंग व्हॉट कॅन यू डू that you have to ensure that whatever precautions you can take that you need to take. केला आज आम्ही
जुनान बी स्कूल बी स्टार्ट बी जातली.
सध्या काय ना तशें गोंया राज्यांत त्या तरेचे there is no reason why we should be worried about something, but same time we should also take precautions individually and we will come out with advisory. now you cannot enforce everything. You know, we have to come out with advisory. We cannot come and do any kind of drastic steps. Business has to go on now.
Still checking is going on checkpost.